Uma Musume Pretty Derby, a game where you recruit funny horse girls and train them in a roguelike career mode to improve your team in the PvP trials. It's been pretty popular in Japan for a while, but with the recent release of global servers, everyone is finally getting a chance to witness and understand how peak this game truly is. But, you know, career mode, that's fun. Getting actually good Umas to battle it out in team trials, that's fun too. However, why not change it up? I'm getting sick of winning so much anyways. And in order to change it up, I decided to come up with a challenge where I try to complete all goals in career mode while only training a singular stat of an Uma. This is the one stat challenge. The rules for this challenge are very simple and are as follows. Number 1, the Uma that we do a run with must be randomly spun for on a wheel. Number 2, the only stat that we can train must be randomly selected by a wheel as well. And the third and final rule is that in order to complete the challenge, we must complete every career goal that an Uma has. But if we're able to win the URA finale on top of all that, then we just get some brownie points. And side note, if we were to roll Boxing and speed, or a sprinter and speed in general, then we would just re-roll because, well, that's been proven to be possible to win career mode by many people already, so that wouldn't be much of a challenge. Now that that's been covered, let's see who we're going to train for our first run. So our first Uma is going to be in this challenge. It is going to be Air Groove. Okay, all right. I've been wanting to do an Air Groove run for a few days, but I just haven't because I've been gaming too much on it. But let's go. So she's right here. She is turf, and she's a B at mile, A at medium, and she's decent at sprint. Then, after selecting Air Groove and looking at her stats, we quickly auto-select a parent and then spin the stats wheel where we land on speed. We will only be able to train Air Groove speed for this run. And now that it's time to pick our support cards, I would like to quickly mention how for our first couple of runs, we only chose support cards that matched what stat we spun for, but I later decided to be a bit more strategic and use support cards of other types in order to get better skills and stat boosts. Now, let's actually begin Air Groove's career, the first run of this challenge. We start off by gaining stat points from our parents, where we primarily boost speed and power by 33 points and 42 points respectively. I start clicking away in training by spamming speed, but only after choosing to do recreation to boost our mood. Halfway through training before Air Groove's debut race, I come to the realization that I'm going to have to use 100% of my brain power in order to choose the correct options during events in order to gain points for other stats. Then came Air Groove's first race, her debut. Before the race and all future races, I look through the available skills and decide what I think might be the best to acquire. So for this race, I choose Thunderbolt Sweep, which helps her to avoid becoming surrounded if placed in the back mid-race, because she'll be running as a pace chaser or a late runner for her races. After that, she enters the race and only manages to place 4th. Not a very promising start to this run. But you should never be pessimistic about things, especially from the get-go, because right after that race, we put her in a maiden race, and she gets 1st place. Let's go! Anyways, after getting first, we acquired enough fans in order to meet the criteria for our next goal. We then speed through the rest of our training segment and get to our second goal race, the Hanshin JF. For this race, we decide to save our skill points in order to use them on a better skill and go right on into the race where we take home the goal. And to my surprise, the Hanshin JF was actually a G1 race. Finding this out gave me a boost in confidence as we trained more before the next goal. During this next training segment, I added the skill Triumphant Pulse to our skill set, which will help us break out of the pack when 200 meters remain in the race. Then, near the end of training, Air Groove goes a little schizo and hears voices, which give her a decent boost in speed, power, and wit, so I guess it's not all that bad. It also ups our rank as a pace chaser, going from A to S rank. After that, it was time for our third goal race, the Oka Show, which we breeze right through and get 1st place, now putting us 2 turns away from our 4th goal, the Japanese Oaks. One fast training session later, and after deciding to save for the skill Gourmand, we're feeling confident about the Japanese Oaks. You know, we're 3rd fave, and we've got to be doing good. I don't see us doing, but we got 15th? Now, I was genuinely shocked here, but I guess this is what training only speed does to an Uma. I use alarm clocks to try again, but after all 3 possible retries, we fail after getting 14th and then 18th place. Truly, an utter defeat. However, the surprises don't stop there. Once we get to the career rank screen, we're greeted by something special after being shown our D rank for Air Groove. Yep, a 3-star speed spark. Now, I'm not complaining that I got this, no siree, but why did it have to be when I was in no way trying to get it? Guess that's how it goes. Anyways, time to move on to the next run. Run number 2. Okay, so Air Groove wasn't too bad at managing only speed, but will our next Uma do better, worse, or about the same? Time to find out who they are by spinning the wheel. Rudolph, okay. Well, Rudolph is a pace chaser slash late surger with the potential to be a front runner who's good at running medium slash long distances. And with Rudolph's stats in mind, I think that in order to do good this run, the last 2 things that we want to land on are wit and guts, simply because they aren't really practical when it comes to races. I mean, wit will help us to use our skills more often, but yeah, we landed on wit. Because of this, I didn't have the highest hopes for this run, but we'll do the best we can. So I first leveled up some wit support cards and then took to Rudolph's career by auto-selecting her parents and then picking her support cards. As soon as we start up her career, I realized that wit isn't all that bad since it also raises our speed, a crucial stat, though I wish we could get some stamina. Nothing notable happens during Rudolph's first training besides us gaining the practice perfect condition, which reduces our chances of failure when training. Although that won't really be helpful right now while we're only training wit because we'll never lose energy while training unless we do races. Speaking of races, it's already time for Rudolph's debut race. To prep, I get Rudolph the skill preferred position to help her decrease fatigue mid-race as a pace chaser. Then, she enters the gates and gets first! That's good to see. After that dub, we quickly go back to training, during which I put Rudolph into 2 open races in order to gain skill points and use some energy. And she gets first in both. You're not doing too bad, Rudolph. Let's see how good you do in your second goal race, the Saudi Arabia RC. But once more, before the race takes place, I equip her with a new skill, this time it being Anchors Away, which very slightly increases our velocity at a steady pace with a long spurt that starts halfway through the race. Rudolph proceeded to then get second in the Saudi Arabia RC, only losing by 1 1/4 length, thus checking off the second goal of her career. For the next training segment, we once again enter Rudolph into 2 races, a G3 and then a G2 a few turns later. And to my absolute shock, she gets 15th in the G3. What are you doing, Rudolph? However, that terrible loss seemed to have pushed her to work harder because she manages to get 3rd in the G2 race. I know we can do better, but she's doing fine for right now. Then, before our 3rd goal race, the Satsuki Show, Rudolph is inspired by her predecessors and gains 55 speed points, 5 power points, and 4 hint levels for the skill Prepared to Pass. After that, it was time to run. And with her G3 loss in mind, Rudolph's determination to win places her in 3rd, allowing us to move on to our next race, the Japanese Derby, almost immediately after finishing a couple turns training. But in this race, Rudolph's determination to win was no longer strong enough, and she got 14th on her first try, giving me a foreboding feeling. We pretend it was all a dream as we make our way back through the race for a 2nd, 3rd, and finally 4th try. And funnily enough, on her 4th attempt, she places 4th, getting us past her 4th goal. But it came at the cost of using all our retries for this run, so if we were to fail another goal, then that would be the end for Rudolph. Pushing that to the side for a moment though, we start our 5th training segment and go to the beach, and it was here that I realized that we made it further than we did with Air Groove. I guess that's why Air Groove is the Empress and Rudolph is the Emperor. After the summer training, I go back to the wit grind at Tracen, only to quickly come back to my senses when I see that race day is upon us. With no retries left, Rudolph must use her smarts to outdo everyone else in the rest of her racing goals. And in order to increase her chances, I give her the ability Prepare to Pass, which helps her break out of the pack on the final corner of a race. I proceeded to enter the Kikuka Show with Rudolph, hoping to complete her 5th goal. However, all that awaited me past the view results button was the hard truth that Rudolph's career would be coming to an end, as she only got 7th place, not meeting the top 3 criteria that Rudolph aspired for. In her career results, we see that she managed to achieve C rank and had no significant sparks to speak of. As this run was only our 2nd attempt, we weren't feeling too bad, but a loss is still a loss. Just how would our other runs play out, and how long until we complete this challenge? There's only one way to find out. Continuing on with the next run, I spin the wheel and get Super Creek, who, like Rudolph, is a medium/long distance runner. Also similar to Rudolph, we are forced to spin the wheel only to train wit once again. And so, after picking our parents and support cards, I start our 3rd run with Super Creek. Our first training segment quickly goes by, bringing Super Creek and I to her debut race, in which she placed third, thus forcing us to do a maiden race before she can compete in her second goal race, the Sumire Stakes. During the second goal race of hers, she places first, winning by 5 whole lengths. She's been able to bounce back from her third place loss. All we have to do is keep the ball rolling. And luckily for us, right after the race, Super Creek listens to the voices in her head and gains 36 points for speed and 11 points for stamina. Her sprint aptitude also increases, but that's not really going to be helpful in the slightest. Following that, Super Creek trains even harder before her next goal, the Kikuka Show, the race that killed Rudolph's run. During her training, I put her in 2 more races in order to get some skill points, an Open and a G2, where she claims first and second respectively. After those races and some summertime training, Super Creek goes headfirst into the battlefield of the Kikuka Show. Her first go at the race lands her in 6th place, but I know she can do better than that. So I retry, but she once again fails, coming in 4th. Oh, so very close to her goal of getting in the top 3. In her next try, however, she gets the gold and moves on to her 4th goal. Is what I'd like to say, but me and my concave brain accidentally end up hitting the end career button.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh no, man, what the man?
On the results screen, Super Creek finished with a rank of C and insignificant sparks just like Rudolph. Again. And so, the Goo Goo Babies president couldn't succeed in the end. I guess that means it's time to move on to the next run to give it another go. To start off our next run, I spin the wheel and we land on... Oh, Goody Cap! A very good Uma to land on for many reasons. These reasons being that she can run well on both turf and dirt, she can do good on mile, medium, and long races, and she can also be a pace chaser, which will let us not worry about having to get power points as much. Another bonus is that her anime is complete in total peak. Seriously, go watch it if you haven't already. It's so good. Anyways, let's see what we get for our... Oh. Well, we got guts. While this is, from what I've heard, literally the worst stat in the game and you never really want to choose to train it, it may not be that bad of a thing to solely be training. I'll explain why in a second. Continuing with the run though, we chose Oguri's parents, and as for her support cards, we no longer stick to only choosing supports that match the stat we spun. So for this run, we picked out 3 speed supports, 2 stamina supports, and 1 friend support. How's enough? Hopefully this will improve our chances at winning. Anyways, we start training with Oguri, and it's here where we realize how guts might be the thing that we want to spin for on future runs if this one fails. When training guts, we not only get stat points for guts itself, but we also get points for speed and power, both of which are very beneficial. So if we were to pick our support cards right and get skills that help with endurance and stamina, then we might just be able to complete all of an Uma's goals. Maybe Oguri is the one who will lead us to victory. After this revelation, we finish training Oguri and send her off to her debut race where she gets first. After that, we have 12 turns to complete her next goal of acquiring 3,000 fans, which we complete by doing 2 open races in which we get 8th and 1st place. Then, during training before Oguri's 3rd goal, she gets inspired and gains 83 speed points and 7 power points. A little more training later, Oguri enters the NHK Mile Cup, a G1 race, and gets 1st place. She's got a good streak going, and I'm feeling more confident about this by the second. So, even more guts training later, Oguri enters her 4th goal race, the Mile Championship, another G1. In said race, Oguri gets 2nd. That's fine for now, but she'll have to get 1st place for her later goals at the end of her career. And for her next goal, I don't even get a chance to train her for more than 1 turn before the race begins, that race being the Arima Kinen. Oguri only has to place 3rd at the bare minimum to clear her goal. She's been fine so far, but will she continue to clear? To find out the answer to this question, I first give Oguri the skill Gourmand, which recovers her endurance mid-race as a pace chaser. She needs all the stamina that she can get for this long distance race. Wait, long distance? Most of her races have been mile distance. Maybe that's why she's been doing so well. I really don't have a good feeling about this. Okay, so obviously that bad feeling was right. I really do think that the reason for her downfall was the fact that she didn't have enough stamina for this race. She should have stuck to mile distances. And for all of her effort, Oguri is only rewarded with a sad D+ ranking. It could be worse though. Anyways, while her run may have ended in defeat, she gave us hope for future runs. Guts may be the key to winning this challenge. All we need to roll with it is a sprinter / mile or a mile / medium Uma. Okay, time for our 5th run, and like I said, we're hoping for guts and a shorter distance Uma. I'm pretty sure that we could beat this challenge by spinning those 2, but we're just gonna have to see what we get. And the Uma the will gives us is Nice Nature, yet another medium/long distance runner. Yeah, those haven't really been doing too good with this challenge. But maybe we could get stamina this time around and see how that goes. Let's spin for the stat. Wit? We've only been getting wit with medium/long distance runners. Let's spin again and change it up a little. Wit again? Okay, I really don't want to train wit, so I'll spin it one more time, and whatever it lands on, I'll play. Even if it just so happens to land on wit again. How is that possible? Yo, we somehow spun wit 3 times in a row. I guess the wheel really wanted me to do this type of run again. I don't know why. I mean, the last couple of times didn't even end that good. But I'm willing to try it again to see how it goes. Third tries the charm, am I right? Anyways, before starting the Nice Nature run, I go to pick my parents like usual. However, this time I take a bit more time to pick out some good parents. After that, I quickly select my support cards and then begin her career. Nice Nature's first training segment was nothing special, just training wit before she raced in her debut where she took first place. Following her dub, she goes right back to training her wit for 13 whole turns. Before her second goal race, the Wakuga Mistakes, I equip her with this skill Triumphant Pulse, which increases her ability to break out of the pack when positioned toward the front with 200 meters remaining. Then, Nice Nature enters the race, and the results are very good. Nice Nature placed second and only lost by a hair's distance. She just barely lost. Then, right after the race, 2 things happened. First, I realized that I didn't do any training races before her second goal. I need to accumulate as many skill points as possible so I can get as many skills as possible. Because we are only training wit, those skills will most definitely activate quite often and will be the backbone of this run. The second thing to happen was Nice Nature being inspired and acquiring 20 speed points and 30 stamina points, as well as 7 points for guts and 4 points for wit. During the rest of her third training segment, I entered her in 3 races, an Open, a G2, and a G3. And in every last one of those races, Nice Nature absolutely cooked! She demolished the competition and boosted my confidence for this run tenfold. Will my confidence be for not in this next goal race, or will it be proven to be justified? Only Nice Nature can give me an answer at the G3 race, the Kokura Kinen. Yeah, she cooked. And she doesn't get much time to pull off before her next race, seeing as how it's only 4 turns away from this one. So she finishes up her time at summer camp, trains wit some more at Trajan, and then heads off to get to the top 3 at the Kikuga show, our 4th goal. Now, this is where I'd like to point out how this race, this goal, is where our runs ended for both Rudolph and Super Creek. I was a little nervous to see how Nice Nature was going to do, but I really do need to have more confidence, because she gets second, accomplishing her 4th goal. She's now about halfway through her run with 4 out of 9 goals complete. That's the same amount of goals that Rudolph had in total, and the same amount that Rudolph completed. If we get Nice Nature past this next goal of hers, she'll have gotten the furthest out of all of our runs so far. Just before that 5th race of hers, she once again gets very little training time, only being given 3 turns. Unlike her last training segment, however, we put Nice Nature in a G3 race where she takes first, and we also equip her with Swinging Maestro, which recovers endurance on a corner with efficient turning. Then we headed into the Arimakinen to take a top 3 spot, her 5th goal. This is the race that would set her apart from her classmates if she clears it. And can you guess what she does? That's right, she gets second! Let's go! Now that's what I want to see. Emperor who? Anyways, we actually get some time to prep for her upcoming 6th goal, with the game giving us 11 turns to train. Throughout the training, we enter her in a G3 race where she gets first. Then, she also gets inspired and gains 23 speed, 10 stamina, 14 guts, and 1 wit points. After her inspiration, we put her in an Open and get gold. Then we also put her in the G1 Tenno show where she lands 3rd, which is still on the podium, so my mood isn't dampened. Then, the time comes for goal 6, the Takarazuka Kinen. And when choosing a skill to add, I realized that I'm starting to run out of skills that fit her as a pace chaser. This isn't a big problem, but skills are basically carrying this run from what I can tell, so let's just hope that we got the skills that we need. Following that, Nice Nature enters the Takarazuka Kinen, where all she needs to do is place in the top 3 once more. But just as this run was going good, it happens. Nice Nature places 9th in the Takarazuka Kinen, and we have to use our first alarm clock. After waking up from that horrible dream of getting 9th, we decide to actually watch as Nice Nature races and cheer her on from the sidelines, hoping that we get some good luck. And it just so happens to pay off as we get first, thus completing our 6th goal. Only 3 more left to go. At the beginning of her next training, it really started to set in how far we're getting with her. I mean, we're at the 2nd summer camp. Most of her training was pretty standard this go round, but like always, we entered her into a couple of races, this time it being a G3 and a G2, where she gets first and second respectively. The Tenno Show Autumn then rolls around, and like the last few goals, she simply has to place in the top 3. Also like her last few goals, she passes with a cool silver medal to show off. Now, our next goal is a G3, so we'll have no problems getting first in that. However, the goal right after that, the last goal, is the Arima Kinen, and we're gonna have to get first if we want to beat this challenge. I've only had to use one alarm clock in this run so far, so I think that the 2 retries that we have left should be enough to win, but it's still not guaranteed. Saying that, we speed through the 2-turn training segment and proceed to watch Nice Nature's second to last goal race, the G3 Chunichi Shimbun Hai. And I was correct, she wins by a whole 5 lengths. All that stands in our way now is the Arima Kinen, and we're not given another chance to train. We are, however, given a nice scene before the race where Nice Nature gifts us a hand-knitted scarf as a present, and we take a walk around town. I'm not crying, you are! Alright, now we have to win. Not for us, but for her. We have 3 tries to win, and we got this. We got this! So, she takes to the gates, and she gets 7th. But that's okay, she still has 2 more tries, so she takes off again, and only manages to bring back 5th place. 1 retry away from failure. 1 retry away from Nice Nature accomplishing her dreams. How will this race turn out? We must believe for the best. So, in order to boost morale, I quickly give her a pep talk about how she needs to believe in herself, and even if she fails, it was one heck of a run, where she got farther than anyone else. I tell her that I believe in her and all the training we've done, and no matter the outcome, I'll be proud of what she has accomplished. So, I watched the race, and what I witnessed is something that shouldn't have happened. Something that mustn't be true. I watch as Nice Nature leads the entire race, only to be taken over by McQueen for the last couple hundred of meters, and Nice Nature doesn't have enough strength to fight. She doesn't have the guts to reclaim her place, and by the time they reach the finish line, it's too late. McQueen wins by 1 1/4 lengths, with Nice Nature only being able to grasp 2nd. No, this isn't real. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. This can't be. Ugh. What? What's going on? Huh? Nice Nature still hasn't participated in the Arima Kinen yet? I thought guess it was just a bad dream. Felt pretty realistic though. But it felt like I was sad for some reason. I wonder why. Never mind that. I'm gonna be late if I don't hurry and get to the race. I am her trainer after all. Phew! Made it just in time. Sorry I'm so late, Nice Nature. Let's get you in there ASAP. I know you're gonna do well. Ooh, there she is in the paddock. What? She's only the 7th favorite? Well, I guess that makes sense. We have only been training her wit after all. But that doesn't matter. She's been working hard, and it's not as if her other stats haven't gotten a boost through other stuff she's been doing. I'm confident in the skills that we've chosen for her to learn as well. But I shouldn't be fretting over this as much as I am. We've both worked hard to get here, and if I continue to sit here and think, I'm gonna miss the... What? She got first? Does that mean? Does that really mean? We did it! All of her goals are complete! She's accomplished everything that she's wanted to do after so many tries. I've finally accomplished this challenge, and Nice Nature was the GOAT that helped me to get here. Finally, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's been so long. I've been doing this for so long.
Dude, what's going on with that guy?
Oh my gosh, Nice Nature.
I don't know, man, but he's scaring me. Let's get out of here while we still have the chance.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. She finally did it. Nice Nature, I always knew you were the GOAT. I believed in you. I believed in you, Nice Nature. I believed in you.
So, what you saw wasn't a dream. Nice Nature really did lose at the Arima Kinen and got 2nd place. But she did so well that I wanted to run it back and beat this challenge with her. And I somehow managed to do it on the run directly after the one that we lost. We didn't even need to retry once during the Arima Kinen. She won on her first try. And I'm sure that watching that race would have been hype. However, I wasn't thinking and clicked view results when I should have obviously watched. But that doesn't matter. I shouldn't be focusing on that too much. I can't go back in time and watch the race, so there's no reason to dwell on that. What does matter is the fact that we beat this challenge. Nice Nature cleared every single one of her goals while only training her wit. And some of you may complain that I didn't randomly select for a new Uma after Nice Nature's first loss, but all the rules said is that I had to randomly select the Uma instead I trained them with. There was nothing in there about me having to change my Uma after each run. Surely you guys understand, right? Right? Going back to the challenge, with that complete, we now have the ability to participate in the URA finale, and with how good Nice Nature's done, I think that we might be able to win these last 3 races. So, after the Arimakinen, I get one more turn to train wit before entering the qualifiers, and unlike the Arimakinen, I watched this race, where Nice Nature places second on our first try, but second isn't going to cut it around these parts. We need to get first, so we use our second to last alarm, and take home the gold! We're moving to the semifinals, baby! Although, in spite of our enthusiasm, Nice Nature races in the semifinals and places 8th. We still have one more chance to win by using our last alarm clock, so we hold out hope for her to get first. But any hope I have is dashed when I watch as Nice Nature struggles to get 5th. She did do better though. Nonetheless, that marks the end of Nice Nature's winning run. She may not have won the URA finale, but she still accomplished all of her goals plus some. Additionally, she even got B+ rank during her career results. And because I beat my goal at the start of my second stream set aside for this challenge, and seeing how close she came, I wanted to try a couple more times to see if I could beat the URA finale finals. For those brownie points, you know? But the next 2 runs didn't go so well. Only one of them made it to goal 9, the Arimakinen, where it failed. As for the other, it only got so far as the 4th goal, where Nice Nature failed to even get into the top 3. I did change some of my support cards to try and do better, but it seems that didn't help. I wasn't getting as many skills that I was wanting to, and while I think that this might be because of my changing cards, I also assume that it's due to RNG. You know, only being able to click on one stat lowers your chances of being able to get the right friendship event skills that you're looking for. Also, you have to get lucky with the random events as well, and what skill hints that they give you. I feel like events and acquiring the right skills are only a part of what you would need to get lucky with during your runs. I don't know what else exactly you would need to get lucky with, seeing as I'm still not too knowledgeable about all the mechanics of the game, but I feel confident that there are a fair bit of moments where I would need to get a good RNG in order to win all the races, including the URA finale finals. In addition to that, I also think I would need to level up Nice Nature's potential and stars in order to give her skills that are for her and improve her ultimate skill. Thus, with all that in mind, I decided that it was best to end the run there, not get my brownie points, and be satisfied with the completion of my original goal. But does that mean I won't try again? Of course not. The URA finale trophy will be mine. With Nice Nature as my trainee, anything is possible, and I'd love to come back and do what my past self couldn't do.